You know, people dander through this wee park at White House all the time, and they don't actually know it's called Gideon's Green. It was named after King Billy's right-hand man. And the pair of them stood here some 300 years ago, looking out and seeing 700 ships, bringing in 35,000 troops. Bob Armstrong's a bit of a legend in this neck of the woods. Author, sportsman, magician and boss of the Abbey Historical Society. He knows more than anyone about the White House here. Incidentally, older than any building in Belfast, and its connections with the Prince of Orange.
It was called the White House because it was rendered in white limestone and was a great navigational point for any ship coming into the loch. That's why William's army landed here, and it is recorded that you could actually have stepped from the White House by means of ship to ship right across the Groomsport. 700 fully masted sailing ships right side out the building here. Well, Bob, you've told me this place was fortified in its day. What are those slits for? The holes in the wall are basically pistol loops for protection purposes. They're mostly in the two flankers, which give people almost a 360-degree view of attackers.
This painting, hopefully, one day will hang in the boardroom of a restored White House.
Bob's friend Sam McCrory has been working on a painting showing the famous meeting here between King Billy and General Schomberg, who was to die 2 weeks later at the Battle of the Boyne.
Schomberg is standing out on the ancient quay with the ships and the costumes, the tents, the army, the cannons being brought ashore. Well, I think it's going to be a very, very famous painting.
Bob encourages school trips to the White House, but not every student immediately grasps the difference between the area today, with its streets and housing estates, and what it looked like 300 years ago.
And one of the boys said to the teacher, "Are you telling me, sir, that King William's army marched along the shore road?" And he says, "Yes." And he says, "Had they no trouble passing Bournemore?" And I don't know why that's ignorance or innocence, but it lets us see as a historical society that we have got to try and break down these barriers and these myths and legends and, you know, the suspicion of one another's culture, and let them realise what they have here and to learn to appreciate what they have here. I've said all along to our society that someday the president from America, from the White House in America, will visit this White House. And if this is restored, I can't see that he can ever come to Ireland without coming to the original White House.
Bob chose John Marshall to illustrate his book about the northern shoreline of Belfast Lough. John used to earn big bucks in insurance until 2 brain hemorrhages left him at death's door. He lost interest in everything until painting changed his life.
One day my son came to visit me and he turned the TV on, and there was a painting program, and he said, "Why don't you have a go? It's easier than you think." And I said, "Right, I'll have a go," and it wasn't easy. With this book that I've done with Bob Armstrong, I got a liking for history, and I got a liking for the shore and the reason that the whole of Ireland was populated from our shores. That's a wonderful thought. You know, and I've painted all the way along the shore there and spent many, many times talking to people from all over the world.
John lives more modestly now and with a different view of life.
It's an old saying that health is wealth, but a wealthy man who is sick is not a wealthy man at all. As long as you've got a meal on the table, fire in the hearth, you don't need wealth.